So I wanted to do a little Cobra tutorial with you today, just to go through some cues that might be helpful in your Cobra and some tweaks if your Cobra is generally not a very comfortable one. So it should feel really lovely. It should feel quite a delicious movement, and we want to extend the spine, but we want it to be comfortable and as well. So let's get in position. On your front, arms either side of you, and I always recommend, if you have your arms quite close into you, your shoulders are a bit shruggy. So if you take your arms a bit wider in this W shape, your shoulders will automatically drop down without you having to force them. But we do want to connect them. So shruggy shoulders up to your ears, then gently draw them and connect them into your rib cage. Legs are just lengthening out behind you. Now for some of you, this position might already be a bit uncomfortable for your lower back. So if that's the case, you need to kind of get the rib cage, wake it up out of the way. So the lower rib cage here, if you just kind of scoop it up and under, then that should take the pressure out of your back. Because if your rib cage is kind of flaring into the mat, then that just creates a bit more extension in the spine, which some of you might feel a bit uncomfortable to begin with. So wake your rib cage up, scoop it under. So we're lengthening our body on the mat. Now, Cobra Prep, as it is in Pilates, teaches us how to extend the neck and the mid-back without it going in the lower back. And it's an important bit of the Cobra. It's often missed out. So we'll do that briefly first. So you want to extend your neck. So you're lifting your head first. Then your mid-back. Okay? Now, your mid-back doesn't generally extend much, and some people's mid-backs extend more than others. So if you're particularly stiff, this might actually be a big Cobra Prep position. Yours might look a bit lower, and that's fine. You're just feeling it, being mindful, and using what you've got. Some people automatically lift like this. Yeah? So we're missing out quite a bit of the upper spine and the neck extension, which is nutritious movement, and we want to get as much movement as we can into the Cobra Prep without it being overstated in any particular part of the spine. So the arms aren't doing anything, we're working our back muscles. So take a breath, lift your head, neck, roll the movement into your mid-back, and I quite like to imagine a string on the breastbone, scooping it, pulling it forward and up. That way you'll feel your mid-back get a bit bitey and roll back down. So you can continue that, practice that in your own time, focusing the movement in the neck, right down into in between the shoulders into your mid-back. Okay, hopefully your tummy is just gently drawing in automatically there to support your lower back. Okay, let's do the full Cobra then. Shoulders are going to stay relaxed on your rib cage. Lift your head, scoop your breastbone up, you've got that little string there. And then we're going to connect into the hand. So we're going to push the spine up and lift up into full Cobra. Now, oftentimes it looks a bit more like this. So the head might lift, might do quite a bit more of extension in the neck, and then push up. And then we've got a saggy neck, saggy shoulders. We don't want that. So we want a nice long neck, connected shoulders, connected arms, and we should feel a nice stretch in the tummy when we're up here too. So, a few things to try. Take a breath and relax first. Lift up into your Cobra Prep, and think about taking your spine, your body up. Rather than back, think about going up, and hopefully you should feel a stretch in your tummy. Roll back down. Have a couple more goes and think about your shoulders this time. So as you lift, when you get to here, as soon as you push into the floor, there's a disconnect. So we want to just think, okay, well, can I keep my head out my shell? Can I keep my shoulders connected? And then push up and open up into full Cobra, full extension. So we'll just do a couple more. Taking some breaths along the way. You can pick your in-breath, out-breath, or just breathe throughout it is fine. Go big. Open and go up. And roll back down again. If that's really uncomfortable for your spine, this little tweak can help if you're particularly stiff in your lower back or grumpy in your lower back. simply take your hands forward. So you take your hands forward, Cobra prep, and lift. You're still extending, but it's not a strong extension. It's a gentle one that might be kinder to your lower back. And roll back down. Practice, let go, but think about going up, leaving your pelvis behind, maintaining those crucial connections in the shoulders with a long, soft neck. And hopefully, that'll help your Cobra.